We're wrapping up today's episode with Ryan Herpin, business advisor, mindset coach, and the systems strategist who believes inner healing and external flow goes hand in hand. In this final segment, we're digging into what happens when your life or business just isn't working and why the solution may lie deeper than just better time management. The problem many people are facing, especially this audience, is disorganization and life out of sync. It often feels like no matter how hard they try, something is always off. What are some hidden systems or patterns that keep people stuck in this survival cycle?
Such a powerful topic and a really, really good question, because I don't think there's one answer that fits all, because I think if there was, someone would be marketing and selling it by now, right?
Yes.
But I really, really think to kind of get out of that chaotic, just offbeat movement and to find that rhythm again really boils back down to kind of what we talked about before, and that's keeping your core values in alignment. Remembering, number one, what your purpose is, paying attention to your core values, and operating in the belief that everything's gonna be okay. It kind of boils down to almost my three principles of success, really. It is purpose, discipline, in routine, execution, being present for your family, whatnot, and then that self-belief aspect. With those three principles, you're gonna always have that sustainment of rhythm in life, and it'll keep you grounded. And I think without those principles, it's too easy to get lost.
Yes,
It
and
really
I love
is.
those principles. Can you please repeat those principles for the audience again?
Yeah, so it's funny because I wrote a chapter in a book called The Change with Jim Britt, Jim Lutz, and Les Brown, and my chapter was all about those three principles. Purpose is the foundation of your life and everything you do. Discipline is the engine that builds that life, and self-belief is the glue, the thing that holds it all together. So when that discipline has built this beautiful skyscraper of achievements and wonder in life, that belief in yourself is what keeps it standing. And that firm foundation of purpose gives you a ground to stand on for it to keep building higher. So I think with that, you're able to get out of that mundane, crazy chaos and get back into a flow, a rhythm that actually works for you. But if you're lacking even one of those principles, you're gonna be out of rhythm. You're gonna be out of sync, and things are going to get a whole lot harder.
I love it. So how do you help people identify what parts of their lives that need better structure versus more flexibility?
So easy question is, what stresses you out right now? What's bothering you?
Good.
What's putting pressure on you? What's hard right now?
Yeah.
And usually, if we take a second, we can all think of, really everyone watching as well, take a second and think, what is stressing you out right now? Okay, maybe that's something you need to focus on and target. Maybe that's where you're out of sync, where your rhythm has been lost. Break down why. You can always ask why, far enough, and you're gonna have an answer. So that right there is kind of my way of getting to the bottom of it so that I can get back into that sustainable movement again.
Get back in sync with things. Yes, good answer. What's one process or toolkit strategy that helps bring peace to personal or professional chaos? So one process or toolkit strategy that you use to help bring peace to your personal or business.
Yeah, it's funny because it ties into so much, but that rhythm and that time with the people that matter most to me. Having that routine for me to build me up, and then spending intentional, genuine time. It doesn't even have to be a lot of time. It has to be really intentional with the people that matter most to me, with my wife, my kids, my brothers, my mother, my father. Those people, just spending that time with them reminds me part of the humble aspect of where I came from. Who around me is witnessing me do this. And sometimes I like to believe that my family that's closest to me look to me for hope. They look to me for belief. Someday I want to be able to tell my kids to chase their dreams because their father has and still is. Or maybe I've achieved those dreams. I want to be able to stand there without that weight of hypocrisy, knowing that I can tell the people around me to do it because I've done it or I'm doing it. It's possible, right? And that's maybe a little deep, but that's the truth of it.
Well, you're setting an example for your family, your kids. So that living legacy, right, that we want to leave behind for our loved ones. So why is it so important, or why is it so hard, for people to ask for help when their systems are failing? Or how can they begin to ask for help? And we talked about ego too, right?
I was just about to say, because this is the question that everyone likes to steer away from, because we want the help. At least we tell ourselves we do sometimes. We can see the obvious writing on the wall that, man, maybe we don't have all this perfect, but our pride and ego get in the way. Entrepreneurs, so trying to sell my services as a consultant, a coach, business strategist, it's really difficult because I'm talking to business owners, entrepreneurs that built their business. They started it without me. Why would they need me? And here's what I say. It's not that you need me. I'm here as gasoline to throw on the fire. I'm here to help you get there faster. People work with me when they take their goals seriously. So to ask for help is not always from a position of weakness. Sometimes asking for help is a position of strength because you have the intellect, the confidence, and the humble attitude enough to know you could get there faster, you could get it done better, and maybe I'm not always right. That I think there's a lot of power in asking for help. I ask for help all the time.
Yes. All
the time. I have a big, beautiful network of experts and all these different things. If I'm struggling with a client on one thing in particular, I'll call someone in my network and say, hey, I need another perspective on this. I need help. At the same time as I'm getting more influence, more perspective, they're getting an opportunity to be useful, to be helpful. Now we're touching some fulfillment for them, and now they want to reach out to me more often because I reach out to them for help. So now they're more open to my help as well. There's a lot of power in asking for help, and it's not a thing that should be shameful.
Right.
We should be proud that we can ask for help and then utilize that help, because it takes somebody strong mentally, emotionally, to put their pride and ego aside. It's a big problem.
And when I think about that, I think of mentorship, right? It's good to have a mentor, right? It's good to have a mentor.
If it wasn't for my mentor, I would not be where I'm at today. If it wasn't for somebody to be honest with me, even when it hurt, I would definitely not be sitting here with you. It took a lot of hard conversations and people that cared about me, but that mentor in particular was willing to put the effort in when no one else would. They were willing to sacrifice their time to guide me when they had no obligation to do so. It was a sense of that was where they found their fulfillment. And because of that, I am who I am today. I was able to realize what I can be. I was able to understand that purpose and hear that calling from God and start moving forward with it. So it's along the same thing. Pride and ego also get in the way of mentorship. If you've got too much pride and ego, you're not going to really be open to somebody that could potentially help you change your life.
I agree. Good stuff. How can bringing order to our external world support deeper healing on the inside?
Reality. You know, a lot of people want to live in this imaginary place in our mind. It's just like social media. When you look at social media, usually what you see is the best of people's lives. They show what they want you to think about them. They show what they want you to see and believe about them. But reality is completely different. Where it might look like someone's living a life of beach to beach, vacation to vacation. You don't see all the grind and hustle and all the hard things they have to do in between. You don't see the loss of family. You don't see the internal battles they have. So truth is, you're going to see a lot of what people really want to show you, not so much what's real. So being in reality is so vitally important. It's have your head in the clouds, but your feet firmly on the ground. If you have your eyes only on the horizon, you're going to trip over stuff in your way. So you got to be in reality to move forward. You've got to be in reality to actually get anywhere.
Right. And your reality is your reality, right? My reality is my reality, but You have to identify with it, like you said, and be willing to step out to start that healing from the inside. And you also talked about how you are, I just remembered this, how you are such a servant leader. You always pouring into your people. So we was talking about the mentorship and needing help, you know. So you do that as well. You help your folks when you consult. You help business owners do that. You help others as well. So you pour into others just as others pour into you.
Yeah, it's funny because when people hear consultant, they have a pre-notion of what that is. I use consultant as a pretty loose term of what I am and what I do, because to do what I do is so much more. I'm a coach, I'm a consultant, I'm a mentor, I'm a partner, I'm a fractional implementer even. I jump in the mix with you and I help you figure it out, whether it be life, business, doesn't matter what it is. And it all boils back to mentorship. And that's, I even started a mentorship program where I'm helping a lot of young men and women figure out what their purpose is, what their goals are, get their self figured out, and to also deal with some trauma and use that as fuel rather than an excuse. So there's a lot of power in that, and it is something I'm truly, truly passionate about, because at the same time you're helping somebody, you never know what someone might say that could change your life or their life. So sometimes when I'm mentoring people, in moments, I'm the mentee. They say something that helps me. And it's just a beautiful exchange that could not be truly nailed down, but there's a lot of beauty to it.
Awesome, I love it. So in Flawless Conversations, we have a flawless nugget and a flawless fact. Ryan already gave us his flawless fact. So now we're going to talk about Ryan's flawless nugget. Just a takeaway you want the audience to take away from this segment, this episode.
Okay, there's a little bumper sticker saying I like to use in one of my keynotes: earned, not given, outworking the odds. And this one has been really important for me throughout my career, my progress, my growth. And it's, if you do what's hard, life will get easier. If you do what's easy, life's gonna get harder. So you've got to get really comfortable being uncomfortable.
Can you say that again for us?
Yes. If you do what's hard, life will get easier. If you do what's easy, life's only going to get harder. So you got to get really comfortable being uncomfortable. You've got to push yourself to places that are unfamiliar, because growth doesn't come from comfort zones. If you take your day, spend time just scrolling social media, goofing off, playing games, not doing what you're supposed to, not pursuing your purpose, you're not going to get anywhere good. And the older you get, the more time that goes on, more responsibilities show up, more obligations are there. So the sooner you put in the work, the sooner you do what's hard, the sooner you can enjoy an easier side of life.
Love it. Love it. Love it, Ryan. Ryan, this segment, the final segment, was perfect to close. Powerful, healing, and practical. For our viewers who want to bring the flow back into their lives or business, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me kind of all over the place for the most part, in the sense of if you have a supercomputer in your pocket, your phone, you can go to my website, my LinkedIn, social media stuff that I'm starting to roll out, especially as I publish a couple new books and really start ripping through the keynote speaking world. But feel free to reach out to me there. You can connect me and directly even via my email that's on the website, and I'm open to any kind of conversation.
Awesome. Thank you. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us today on Flawless Conversation. You've shared so many tools, truths, and moments of reflection, and reminded us all that it's not about being flawless, but it's about showing up anyway. To our viewers, if you are feeling the pressure to be perfect, overwhelmed by expectations, or unsure of who you are beyond the titles and roles you play, know this: you are not alone. Progress matters more than perfection. Rest isn't failure, and healing is always available if we're willing to pause, ask for help, and put the right systems, Ryan, in place. I'm your host, Tomeka Jones. Thank you for being with us. Until next time, stay brave, stay curious, and remember, the most flawless thing you can be fully is unapologetically you. Thank you.